What's up, guys? Welcome to Season 3 of RollPlay R&D. My name is JP McDaniel, and this season we've got special guest, none other than Neal Koibu Erickson. You probably know him from, what are you on, Neal? RollPlay Solemn?
I think I do RollPlay Solemn.
RollPlay Eben?
Yeah,
You
I
haven't
do
been
that
on
too.
Dark Heresy.
No.
You do one-shots.
Yeah.
You do Dicing with Death.
Yeah.
Misclicks.
Am I missing anything?
Misclicks. Yeah.
Misclicks. Misclicks. Is that it?
If I get Eben, I complete it. I do everything.
Holy shit, you sound so much sicker than when I spoke to you on Thursday.
Yeah, my voice just like yesterday, my voice just got shot. It got tanked, but it's okay. My character is supposed to have a deeper voice, so this is actually working to my advantage.
There you go.
Awesome.
Well, before we actually introduce the game and tell you guys what we're going to be playing, we got to find out what everyone has been up to. So let's start with Wheat, because Wheat, I think I know what you've been up to, as we've actually been playing for the past 3 days.
Yeah, I've
nonstop.
been playing some Heroes of the Storm. Won't bore you with the details. Can tune in watching. But with that being said, I'm very excited for starting a new system tonight. I think taking a deviation from the two that we've gone with is going to be pretty interesting, and Scooby-Doo is going to be awesome. So I'm really excited for tonight. This is fantastic.
Yeah, we're playing, what was it, Scooby-Doo RPG?
Scooby-Doo RPG, meddling kids.
It's going to be exciting.
Yep.
I got dibs on Shaggy.
Yeah, you have to be Shaggy. I'll be Wilma. I think that fits. I don't remember the other two names, but I think they fit appropriately with Maggie and
Fred.
Yeah,
Fred and
Vilma.
Scooby, right?
It's Vilma, not Wilma. You are right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vilma and Fred and who? Who's the last one?
I never remember the other girl's
There's
name.
Daphne too.
Daphne. There you go.
Daphne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maggie's Daphne. Unless you want to be Daphne, and then we can have
No,
Fred be.
no. I'm no.
He's like, no.
I'm not gonna be Daphne. I was never a fan.
I'm not a fan of Daphne either.
I don't think anyone's a fan of Daphne.
Yeah.
It's all right. There's 5 Scooby-Doo characters. There's 4 of us.
Wait, who's
someone
the
can be
fifth
Scooby. Scooby.
Scooby's the 5th.
Okay, I'm down. I'll be Scooby.
You'll be Scooby.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I guess my only line is ruh-roh, right? Something
Yeah, that's all you
like
gotta do. The entire
that. That's all I
show.
have to say.
The entire
Scooby
show.
Snacks.
No,
Oh yeah,
no,
Scooby Snacks.
nothing at all. I'm going to GDC next week, which is always interesting. But my focus is all mobile stuff, which will be even more interesting. I'm excited, going to see some cool stuff. So,
Awesome
Yeah,
stuff.
Twitch has a new app and everything, right?
what's that?
Twitch has a new app and all that jazz.
Oh, we do. I mean, shit. Hopefully you're watching us on it right now, but version 3.0 came out. It's like totally redesigned from the ground up. It's awesome, and it's free, so you should go check it out.
This is free. Well, you guys, a bunch of Twitch people came over and hung out at the SOE offices and gave us some elite info. It was kind of cool.
Did they pitch you on version 3 of this app?
Oh yeah, totally.
Is that why I was just wondering, it's like, did they instill it in your mind that it's so awesome that you had to remind me?
I don't know about that, but they did mention it.
That's good.
I still don't have a Twitch shirt that fits me. So what's up with that? I don't know.
I you know what? If I was in charge of merchandise there, and maybe I should be, Maggie, then I would have already hooked you up. Trust me.
I'm just messing.
There you go. Steven, what's going on with you? You're muted, by the way, because I told you to mute your mic.
There we go.
It's my fault, not yours.
No, I was telling my wife to see if she could feed the cat who was squeaking constantly. Maybe that's what you were hearing, JP. Anyway, God, what have I been up to? Not a whole lot. Yeah. Things are about to get exciting with Eternal Crusade. We're about to be able to start actually talking to people again. There's been a communication disruption, but things are going really well. Other than that, I don't even think I cooked anything fancy this week. It was a real lazy week for me. So
Nothing fancy at all?
I don't think so. I don't remember. I probably ate Doritos for dinner a couple nights. Like, yeah, it was not a good week. So yeah.
Well, you told me to try. You remember our talk about what I cooked?
God. I mean, it was the The coffee steak.
The coffee steak. What the fuck was I doing?
Oh,
fuck
how'd
was-
that go?
Terrible.
Oh,
It was the worst.
damn.
It was the worst thing I've ever had. I wasted like a $10 steak because I had one bite and I threw the rest away.
Do I want to ask what a coffee steak is?
I was being imaginative, so it was a steak lathered in. I got this recipe from the internet, right? So the internet's always right. So the internet said to get like some sort of olive. I use macadamia because it's sweeter, and put butter, and then mix in coffee grounds, and then put that on the steak, and then cook it. And I was just like, all right, that sounds. Okay, these are pretty fine coffee grinds. Let's try it.
You'll try anything once.
It didn't.
Did you finish it?
No, man. I had one bite and I threw the rest away.
That's
Really?
heartbreaking.
It was gross. It was fucking disgusting.
The other question I have to ask you is a $10 steak. People are like, oh, but it was like actually this big, right? I mean, that's how big a $10 steak. At least.
Oh yeah,
in the
it was just like a
Midwest, right?
grass-fed beef steak. It was probably about like that big. It was I think it was a
That's a
fillet.
foot. That's a foot. You got.
Yeah,
It's-
it's pretty big.
JP does like his footlongs.
I do. I eat like 2 foot, or at least 2 foot
Yeah,
longs every
that's
other
what
day.
we were talking about.
At least.
That's all I eat. That's all I eat. Well, now the hum's gone away, so someone fixed it. Someone did
goodness.
something. Oh, it's back.
Ah,
We're gonna have to defeat the monster today, I think is what it is.
the hum monster.
I guess so. Anything else, Steven?
Nah, man. I'm super stoked for this game. I've been like watching
doing
a
a
shit
lot of
ton of
work for it.
Scooby-Doo episodes and like yeah. I'm ready.
You've been doing a lot of work this week, I know, for it, so
Yeah.
should be a lot of fun. Neal, I already spoke to you, did I not?
No, we haven't talked yet.
Well, we had we did Eben. That's when it was. Okay,
We talk all the time, apparently.
that's true.
Yeah.
Anything else since Eben?
I watched two of my favorite Terrans fall to scummy Protoss players in IEM, and it makes me very, very sad.
Amen, brother.
I was expecting or hoping for Pult Tasia finals, and now it's Protoss versus Protoss finals. So
That sounds
on the
really
other hand,
boring.
at least I can pay full attention to this game now.
There you go. I've been watching the CS:GO of IEM. It's pretty good. The crowd is going nuts because Virtus Pro is there and they're like the homeland team or whatever. It's a lot of fun. It's really loud. Crowd's awesome up there. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it tomorrow. Because I think they're all pretty much done, right? There are a couple matches left today.
Yeah, no, I think they still have. Don't they do it all tomorrow?
I think all the finals are tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I
but-
think all the finals are tomorrow.
Yeah. They just build up to the hype.
Well, last but not least, Maggie, what's going on with you?
Oh man, been playing lots of games, but I won't sit here and talk about all of it. Been really busy because EverQuest's 15th anniversary is happening this Sunday, so
Tomorrow,
that's exciting.
wow.
This week was a little bit extreme. I don't know if you guys saw any of the social posts that were going on, but like we have some people that are up in San Fran visiting all the studios. It's pretty cool, good stuff. And yeah, I've been like glued to IEM as well. We were just talking about that before this. I was telling them, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to concentrate today. I got like IEM on the other screen and then this. So Scooby-Doo's going to be intense today.
Well, we started a little late, so hopefully it's all over and you can focus on Scoobs. Well, I don't really have anything else. I think I've just been playing Heroes with Marcus. I think I played 13 hours straight yesterday or something like that. Which
Yeah, I was watching you guys. It looks fun.
I'd like to compliment JP's Pudge and his siege tank. When I like, I really, really like to be his lane partner when he's playing either of those two characters because it will be a good time,
all right.
even if we lose.
Well, thank you. I played earlier today as Siege Tank and left within 5 minutes because fuck queuing by myself. That
Dude,
was it.
Abathur. Yeah.
I played a co-op game with him as well, but he's an interesting hero. I think that he'll be good later on, like being able to take other people under control, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to talk about heroes on a fucking
Yeah,
army.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Maggie and Neal,
Stop beating around the bush.
Maggie, Neal, and Steven would just be lost. So Steven, why don't you talk to
Not
us
lost.
about the game?
Okay, so the thing about this game is that it's way more rules heavy than Dungeon World or Apocalypse World, but it's really cool and it creates some really awesome situations. So for those of you who don't know, the game that we are actually playing is not Scooby-Doo Adventures. It is King Arthur Pendragon. We are starting in the year 490 in medieval Britain. The current king is King Uther Pendragon, and we're all starting in Salisbury, which is in the center. If you actually look at Roll20, I have you all looking at a map of the Salisbury region. JP, I don't know if you can show that on stream.
It's on stream.
Awesome. So we're down here in the lower left in this circled castle called Vagon. And the first thing that we're going to do is start with character creation. So everybody load up your character sheet. I dropped it in the Dropbox for us to share.
Oh.
Well, I printed mine
we all
out,
have our
Stephen,
own?
so it's been loaded.
You can download it to your own computer, and then you'll all have your own.
Yep, that's what I did.
Okay.
I have it up on another monitor. Oh, yeah.
I can link it to you again if you need it, djWHEAT.
Yeah, if you could. I didn't realize. Do we have individual ones, or are you just talking about just open the one?
You just open the one and download it, and you have it on your PC and save it as something else.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
yeah,
download
I've got it. Yeah, sure.
Taliesin's Pendragon sheet. Because that's the... I actually looked through a whole bunch of them, and there were a couple that like have all sorts of automatic calculations. But then the automatic calculations started messing up, and I was like, no, I can't ask them to use this. So I found this one and actually added a couple more fields to it.
Oh.
And okay,
Cool.
I'll make sure I have the right one.
All
It's-
right, so...
Okay. The Talison's Pendragon sheet, yes?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
Grab that one, and then we'll get started.
We got to investigate the hum in the break. We'll take an extended
Yeah,
break.
it's like I'm gonna have a headache.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
like,
it sounds like the frying, like when you're at a hotel breakfast, like they're cooking the eggs and it's fucking real high pitched.
yeah, but it feels like pressure. It's I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Not
It's in
fun.
your
So
sinuses, man. It's
strange.
the worst.
I don't even hear it, so maybe it's me.
Maybe it's Steven.
It might be you.
I
It
don't
might
know.
be you.
Well, he
Maggie,
had
I don't
some
know.
weird mic things happening earlier.
Yes, and then I changed it, and then the hum went away, and now it's back.
Yeah, after you unmuted yourself, it came back.
Let me try this again.
When you mute yourself, you just hear like a kick, like it's
Yeah.
it's killing the audio, but the hum is still there. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe the inline on that headset mute doesn't actually like click the microphone thing on Skype.
Click the microphone.
Yep, it's you. It's 100%.
Oh
you.
yeah, it's totally you, dude.
Nuts.
Wait, now it's. Oh, it's still there.
Yeah.
Dang it.
There's probably something on the line for that headset. Regardless, so let's just continue on. Not a big deal.
All right. So let's see. What is this? No, I don't know. I'll deal with this in the break. So first things first. The absolute first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose a name. So if you open the rulebook to page 25, there's a whole list of names in here.
Now, do we have to have a last name as well, or is that our father's name?
Generally speaking, in this era, you you only have one name, and then you either you generally gain like a title or a second name
Perfect.
as you play. So here are a couple more. So just go ahead and choose one and then write one down, and we'll all introduce our characters at the end of character creation so that we all know
Gotcha.
we're working with. You all are going to know each other. You're all between the ages of 21 and 26. You've grown up nearby. You're all squires at the beginning of the game, and we will be knighted in this first session.
I'm sorry, Steven. Do we have to choose from this list?
No.
Thank you.
My name's not from that list, so.
I don't think mine is.
But just
long
the
as-
first name, nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to choose something else, then that's fine.
I already
You can
had like a
choose,
full name, so.
from a place name, so like LeBlanc or, something like that. Anyway, let me just pull up the character sheet so I can follow along with you. Yes. So we are all going to be from the homeland of Salisbury. So on the character sheet, this is in the upper right under Knight. You see name and then age, son, number, and homeland. Your homeland is Salisbury.
Gotcha. I remember that playing Dark Age of Camelot.
Yeah.
That was his own name, that shit.
And you are Kimrick is your culture. And you're either Christian or pagan. And that's your choice. So then, once you've filled all those out, scroll down to the very bottom of the character sheet, the second page, where it says family history and events. Down like 3 lines down, it says father's name. Choose a name for your father and put it there.
I'm going to choose one from the list.
I think that sounds like a strong option.
Is this our father's first name or last name, or just
First.
the name he goes by?
Yeah. This is how he is known.
All right.
Okay.
Done.
Cool. All right. You are all sons of a vassal knight. So looking here, your father's class is a vassal knight, so you can put that there. Going back up to the very top, you are son number 1. You're the eldest son of your family. And that's to your advantage because primogeniture is the law of the land, meaning that the eldest son inherits everything or almost everything from his father. Younger sons are generally left out of inheritance and have to make their own way as like poor knights or mercenary knights in whatever service that they can find. Your liege lord. Your lord is Earl Roderick of Salisbury.
Okay.
Your current class is Squire. And now we get to do some dice rolling. So,
Yeah, so the home is tied. I got this far in the book, Steven. The home is tied to a dice roll, y'all. That's as far as I got.
So let's see. JP, go ahead and roll 1d20.
Okay. I got a 3.
You are from Broughton.
Sick. How do you spell that?
Put it in chat.
Perfect.
And Neal, how about you?
Whoops.
6. You are from Denton. And djWHEAT? 2. Berwick St. James.
Damn, all regal and shit with the Berwick.
Maggie?
Where'd it-
8.
Oh my god, all these
Idmiston.
low rolls.
Yeah. It's a good thing we're priming the system. Because the core mechanic in Pendragon is kind of like the Price is Right. You want to be as close to a target number as possible without going over. So low numbers are actually good. They're successes.
Is there
So you'll
a
have
quick
a-
way to see where we're from on the map, or do we have to just search?
I'm actually going to drop it down there for you.
Okay.
But it's going to take me a second to find these locations in the rulebook. So let's see. I've found it. Let's see here. So map and background. Freehand.
Well, that might be what it is, Bitbug. Someone said
Berwick.
disable audio boost. We'll try that in the break.
Disable audio boost. Yeah, we'll keep looking into this, you guys. Let's see. Berwick St. James is near. Let me see. There's Sarum. Yep. Yes. Let's see. What color did I put for each of you? I just randomly grabbed a color. So, that didn't actually record. I'm going to hop over to my next page. Let's see. I said Maggie is orange. So I'm going to put an orange dot where Berwick St. James is.
When did this game come to in existence? Is it an old game or a new game or?
This is very old. I think the first edition was published in like the 1970s.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay. Wow. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was that old.
Pendragon is one of the 4 founders of modern role-playing games. King Arthur
I had no
Pendragon.
idea.
TIL.
Let's see. No, 1985, so it's not 70s, but it is quite old still. First edition was in 1985. And actually, first through 5th edition changed so little that they have like one category for King Arthur Pendragon in RPG now. Since the rules are so similar all the way around. Okay, hang on. Maggie, which homeland was yours?
Idmiston.
Idmiston. Okay, good. All right, there it is. Let's see, you're just about here.
Will we see these, or are you just talking to yourself?
You should see them.
Oh, yes. Okay, now I see it.
Yes, good. And then
Awesome.
going backwards from Maggie, JP, where were you? Denton?
Broughton.
Broughton.
Yeah, Neal was Denton,
Okay.
I think.
Yes, I absolutely was.
Yeah.
Ah, you're quite a ways away, JP. Let's see, what color did I assign you? You were red.
The suspense.
Oh no,
You're moving the map, Steven.
it's no good. It's no good. Broughton.
Awesome.
Yes, you're way over above Duplain.
In Harewood.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think you
I'm gonna
moved
put
the
you-
dots when you move. Oh, there you go.
There.
Okay. Maggie's dot's no longer there, though.
And then, oh yes. And Neal, you're Denton.
I am in Denton.
Okay,
Hear me roar.
good. Denton is. It's just next to Baverstock.
I always wanted to live in Baverstock.
Yeah.
You live in Denton, not Baverstock.
I know. I always wanted to live in Baverstock, though. It was the worst, you know?
Let's see.
So jealous. Dude, have you tried the cakes from Baverstock? They're amazing.
Do they have cake? They didn't have cakes back here.
Of course they had cake back then.
Sure.
Prove
What do you
it.
think they were?
Why would they have
Savages?
Prove
Some
it,
pie,
Neal.
cake.
They didn't. They
I'll
probably
cook
had.
you one.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'll cook you one.
You'll cook me one? Okay.
I'll try.
Let's see. Baverstock is here, the blue dot. And
The
then
ancient Greeks made cake with beer as a leavener, so of course they had cake back then.
I wonder if those cakes were even good. Do they even call them cakes? They were probably called like shitty food or something like that.
Says the inventor
way.
of the,
Yeah,
what was that,
like,
coffee
like it's
steak?
a dessert.
Yeah, the inventor of the
Coffee.
coffee steak. Hey, gotta try everything once. I'll try a Greek cake.
Coffee steak.
Coffee
It's a-
steak just sounds gross.
It's actually a real thing. Like, but apparently you're supposed to, like, fucking, I don't remember the stupid cooking terms. You're supposed to lightly cook it in coffee grinds and then wash it off so it's in the actual meat. The taste is in the meat, and then you grill that.
yeah.
So you
Steven's
did
like,
it
yeah, I
wrong.
didn't tell you that though, JP. You fucking idiot."
I had no idea. You were like, "Hey, I'm gonna try this crazy thing." I was like, "Whatever, man." So let's see. Here is Berwick St. James. Let's see if I can bold that or something.
Should we change our names in roleplay? Or
Not yet.
Roll20?
Let's have the big reveal later because I have them on stream already, or have those names on stream.
There we go.
So don't do it yet?
Yeah, don't do it yet.
Okay.
Oops, too late.
I don't know who this other person is in I see Lobelia, Wyman, and Rock, but this other person, I don't know who that is.
No idea who that could be.
Nope.
No idea.
So wait, Wheat was
None.
the green one, you said?
Yes, that's
Okay.
Berwick St. James.
So I fucking
And
grew up in
then-
the forest or some shit.
Idmiston is in the forest, yes. And then we've got Dinton down here.
Next to Groverly and Vagan.
Yes. Exactly there. And then, last but not least, it's Durnford, right? No, it's not.
For
It's, is it Broughton?
Broaden.
Which
yeah.
one am I missing? Yes, Broughton.
Broaden's the red one, though. I see it.
I'm kind of jealous. I want to grow up in the forest.
No, I grew up in the forest, man.
I think
Next
I
to a
totally
river.
misplaced. Oh, yes. Okay.
Grew up in Harewood,
In
Yes,
Harewood.
Idmiston is
hunting
over
my
here,
rabbits and deer.
and
I don't know.
Broughton is over here. Okay, cool. So, back to the rest of character creation.
I have a place to live.
Okay, here we are. Age and year born. We're going to leave this blank until the end of character creation, at which point you will be between 21 and 26 years old. So now let's assign traits and passions. So these are really cool. They don't only describe the way that you play, but they actually influence the way that you play. So you have a collection of 13 opposed personality traits, 26 total. All of them, or the two sides, always have to add up to 20. So for the first entry, you have chaste and lustful. So you see chaste is 13 and lustful is 7, because the more chaste you are, the less lustful you are. Then we have energetic and lazy, forgiving and vengeful, generous and selfish, honest and deceitful, just and arbitrary, merciful and cruel, modest and proud, otherworldly and worldly, prudent and reckless, temperate and indulgent, trusting and suspicious, valorous and cowardly. So you should all currently have a 13 in chaste, energetic, generous, modest, and temperate, and
Yep.
a 15 in valorous.
Yep.
So, did anybody decide to be pagan instead of British Christian? I take
the
your
only
silence.
Only Maggie.
Oh, Maggie, you did?
Yeah, I
Okay.
raised my hand, but I guess I could
Maggie.
have said something.
We raise hands around here.
It's like me.
We don't just
Pagan.
shout. We're not fucking
Maggie.
savages.
I
You are
attack
going-
Maggie.
Maggie, you're going to have to change your 13s. You have to put them into generous, energetic, honest, lustful, and proud. So generous is already a 13. Honest becomes a 13, and therefore deceitful becomes a 7. Energetic is a 13 already. Lustful is a 7, so you'll have to switch that to a 13 and chaste to 7. And proud, that's about halfway down on the left-hand side. So you'll change modest to a 7 and proud to a 13. Temperate and indulgent, you will put both of those at 10.
Does that mean the other side goes up?
Yeah.
So it's
Exactly.
10 and 10. Okay.
So you should have
what
5
was the
scores
other
at 7 and 13.
Indulgent was the one that you said I need to turn to 13, right?
Lustful, energetic, generous, proud, and honest. So in order, lustful, energetic, generous, honest, and proud.
I was almost going to switch so I could have 13 and lustful, but that 13 and proud kills my chivalry.
Yep, yep. You know,
Right.
if we
Yeah.
had any concept of such a thing at this point in time. So the way these work is, at certain circumstances, you will say, or sort of, you'll look at your sheet in order to help guide you in circumstances and say, how would my character act? Well, my character has a 13 in proud, so they would probably act pridefully in this situation. If your character has up to a 15 or down to a 5 in any stat, they're roughly middle of the road, and they're not super renowned for having, a specific character attribute. But once you hit a 16 or a 4, you are known throughout the lands for being especially whatever. So, in a situation, for example, if Maggie decided to change her lustful for a 16, if I said, "Well, Maggie, your character, are you playing a male knight, Maggie?"
Correct, I am.
All right. Your character encounters a beautiful maiden who is washing herself in a stream, and she's only wearing a pale white shift, and it's not very covering. What do you do? And you might say to yourself, "Well, I know that this is a stream that fairies are said to frequent. This might be a siren. I don't want to get close to her." I would say, "Okay, but your knight is universally renowned for being lustful. So in order to be chaste in this circumstance with this sensual woman washing herself in front of you must roll against your chaste value." So as we may recall, the core mechanic is Price is Right. So you roll a d20 trying to get equal to or less than your chaste value, and closer to your chaste value is better. So if you rolled and you got a 19, let's say, your knight walks straight forward and engages in lust, however that might be for your knight. So there are circumstances where rolling against your personality trait can actually make your knight behave in a way that the character doesn't actually want to act. So now we have assigned all of the values to the traits. Assign a famous trait. And let's talk about that really quickly, just amongst each other to sort of know what we're each thinking about for our famous trait. And this is a trait you'll set at 16, and it's the trait that you're well known for throughout the land. And you don't have to. It's up to you, but if you want to, feel free to. So, Neal, I think you wanted to set one to 16.
I would like to be just.
Awesome. Let's see. I'm going to pull out my note and make notes of who is what famous trait. And let's go down the line. djWHEAT.
So, if I choose a famous trait, then it automatically becomes a 16,
Yes, you set one of these numbers to 16.
and it affects the opposite side, obviously, right?
Yep, exactly.
Interesting. If anyone else knows their trait, please go.
JP?
By otherworldly, what exactly does that entail?
That's an interesting one. Worldly is like your tendency to live in the moment and to live in the here and now, in the world, whereas otherworldly tends to be your focus on the spiritual or the religious or the magical. So if you are someone who's otherworldly, your head might often be in the clouds or that sort of thing. Let me see if I can read you the description from the rule book of these two.
Pretty much, I'm like at a 95% sold, but I would like the full description if that's easily accessible.
Yeah. Here we go. Also called, sometimes called pious and worldly. An otherworldly character often dwells on spiritual matters and is aware of them and their implications in the material world. It's not the same as worship, which is an action rather than a belief. An otherworldly person is a spiritual person. An extremely otherworldly person is devout or zealous, perhaps even saintly. Worldly indicates a disregard or disbelief in the spiritual side of life. Extreme values might indicate blasphemy and sacrilege. Alternatively, it might just indicate profligacy, taking great pleasure in temporal things such as fine clothes, comfortable furnishings, good music and poetry, and the best company.
Okay, I'll be otherworldly as my famous trait.
Cool.
So that's a 16, and then worldly becomes a 4, right?
Correct. Maggie?
I'm going to go with Valorous.
Nice.
And how does that work exactly again? We would...
You set valorous to 16 and cowardly to 4.
You chose valorous, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Correct.
a good choice. A very knightly choice.
Neal went
And-
with just. Okay. It's up to you, Wheat.
djWHEAT?
So you recall the discussion that we had today, Stephen, about my character.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm thinking that I would like to do vengeful
Oh, yeah.
as 16.
Like it.
Okay.
Vengeful.
I almost did cruel.
Yeah.
For like 4 hours, I had cruel being the stat that I wanted to go for.
So
Awesome.
my forgiving is now 4. Yes? Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
So let's see, really quick. I just want to talk about like knightly virtues, and then maybe we'll like try and sort out this audio bit a little bit before heading on with character creation. So, knighthood, the laws of Arthurian society, which I think is more apt at this point in time. There's 4 universal laws: hospitality, which is that a host may never act against a visitor, but must treat him as an honored guest, and in turn, the visitor must never insult his host. There's family, because the world is a dangerous place. Foreigners are assumed to be hostile and threatening, and one's own kin should always be trusted above anybody else. Loyalty, which is the basis of all society outside of family, and ritualized pledges of loyalty, pledges and oaths, establish a sound relationship between two people. So, for example, the oath of knighthood. And honor, which is less important. It's required of knights, but not required of everybody else. Like clerics, for example, have no use of honor. Honor includes your personal code of integrity, pride, and dignity, which is it's important enough to be backed up by force of arms. Some aspects of honor are determined by the individual, where some of them are sort of like communally accepted.
Okay.
So yeah, let's try and sort out this this sound issue we're having, and then we'll go on to skills.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. On YouTube, this will just be one full VOD. On Twitch, we'll be right back. And I don't know, however long this takes, it'll be quick, I believe. So we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Sorry about that. We seem to have sorted out the issue. So, Steven, let us continue.
Yeah. So we'll leave our directed traits blank for now. They'll end up with things like, mistrust of Earl Roderick or something like that. As we play, you'll have encounters that will bequeath you these directed traits.
Okay.
Let's talk about passions. Passions are strong emotional and psychological propensities within any individual. I have a story about passions before we go on to make ours. I was playing King Arthur Pendragon once, and one of the players ended up falling head over heels for a beautiful maiden of very high renown, and he developed a passion of love for Astrid, the name of this maiden. And he was riding to battle with her father. And you can use your passion to like do great things. If you succeed on a test of your passion, you get like a +10 to any rolls you do that are related to the passion for the next short period. And if you get a critical success, then you get a +20. And it's just, it lets you do superhuman feats. Of course, this gentleman rolled against his passion to help convince her father that he was the right man for her to marry. He got a critical failure, which meant that his character went mad, tore off his armor, leapt off of his horse, and ran into the woods for a year or 2.
That's pretty awesome.
So passions are a double-edged sword. They're very cool. So you start with 5 passions. The first one is loyalty to your lord, which has a starting value of 15. Love of your family also starts at 15. Hospitality starts at 15, and honor starts at 15. So these are like the 4 universal laws of Arthurian Britain. And then you have a 5th one down at the bottom. It should say hate Saxons.
Yep.
So in roll 20, djWHEAT, would you roll 3d6?
Yes, I would.
So you have a hatred of Saxons of 12. And Maggie? 3d6.
2 more.
There we go. So you also have a hatred of Saxons of 12. JP?
9.
9. and Shaggy. 10.
10. Aw.
Cool. So the Saxons have been invading from the coast and raiding up and down throughout Salisbury and Silchester. And as a result, you've had a number of encounters with, people who've lost family members to Saxons. Maybe some of you have lost family to the Saxons. And this is how you come by your legitimately gained hatred of these foul individuals. Now let's talk about attributes. You have 4 of them: size, dexterity, strength, constitution, and appearance, which is 5, not 4. Woohoo! So as a Kimric, your minimum size is 8, your maximum is 18. Your minimum dexterity, strength, constitution, and appearance are all 5. Your maximum dexterity and strength are 18. Your maximum constitution is 21. Your maximum appearance is 18. Don't worry, I'll go over that again. The easiest way to do this, you get 60 points to split up between these 5 scores. If instead of thinking about it that way, you just slap 12 in each of these categories, and then for every increase of 1 you make to one stat, you have to make a consequent decrease of 1 to another stat. Okay. It's a simple way of transitioning your stats up and down. Writing the minimums is a little dangerous, because if any of your stats hit 0, you're basically dead. Even, for example, your appearance. There are some recommendations. Your first character should have a strength and size with a combined total of at least 21. And that gives you a respectable damage statistic of 46. Your constitution should also be at least 11. And you'll get a modifier, because you are Kimric, of +3 to your constitution. So that will give you a total of 14. And that'll give you a healthy hit point pool. Characters with less than those values are essentially handicapped in combat.
Okay.
And can you give me an idea about is it appearance? What's app?
Yeah, app is appearance. So very high or very low values of appearance will give you distinctive features, which is down to the lower left under the knight banner on your sheet.
Okay.
And that's like parts of your body that are easily noticeable by, anybody.
I see. What about?
So glad we don't have Jeff on the show for that.
What? Like if I go with 5 appearance, does that just mean I'm a fucking ugly motherfucker?
Yes, it does.
Does it
You
mean that?
probably were stricken by the pox.
Oh, okay. So it's not from like. I can't say that it's from like fighting. It's from just being ugly as shit.
It could be from fighting. I mean, you'd be scarred and beaten, and probably you weren't so good looking in the first place anyway.
Okay. So a total of 60 regardless.
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
So as you guys are thinking about that, your damage is the amount of harm you can deal to your enemy. So that's usually a number of, well, it's always some number of 6-sided dice. Generally, it's going to be 4d6. I think the maximum you can get at the very beginning is 7d6. If you charge someone on your horse, you deal 6d6 damage. So it is possible to create a character who is as strong as a charging horse in melee, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
Your healing rate, which is derived from your hit points, is your constitution plus your strength divided by 10. That's the amount of hit points you recover with a week of bed rest.
Wow.
So healing in this game happens quite slowly. Your movement rate is the number of rounds, or the number of yards you can move per melee round. Generally, you only get 1 action per melee round, so moving is an important thing. Your total hit points is your constitution plus your size. These numbers will all fill in automatically as you fill in your attributes on your character sheet. And you fall unconscious before you hit 0. You fall unconscious at 1/4 of your hit points.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. And you said that what was the size was 18 max. What were the other ones?
Dex is 18 max. Strength is 18 max. Appearance is 18 max. Constitution is 21 max. But you get an automatic +3 from being Kimric. You can't go over 21, so it doesn't make sense to raise your constitution more than 18.
Gotcha. So everything is basically 18 then, to simplify
Yep.
it. Okay. Understood.
Someone in chat is asking, is there magic in this world? PM Majesty. Yes. It's the world of King Arthur, which means that Merlin is alive and well and known, and he is known to work magics. There are witches and necromancers and fairies and all manner of pseudo-magical beasts, such as unicorns and the questing beast. But it's really very rare. It's never something that the knights ever get to like use to their advantage. It's something they just sort of encounter as flavor every once in a while.
And all the stats should add up to 60, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you already figure it out, Marcus, for you?
Sure. I think so.
Are we revealing this at the end of the show? Or sorry, at the end of the character creation? Is that what you want to do, Steven?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We can move ahead then, because I think
I'm ready. Yeah.
Maggie,
All
are
right.
you good?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm not good, but we can keep going.
Cool. So look at your appearance. And Neal, what's yours?
My appearance starts at 14.
Okay, cool. So you get
envelope.
2 distinctive features. So roll
Yes.
2d6.
Where's my roll 20? Whoops, no, that's 26.
What?
D26.
1 and
1 and
4.
4. Something about your hair is distinctive and something about your speech is distinctive. And since you're a 14, I figure these things are probably positive.
Yeah. Should I just write that under distinctive features, I take it?
Yeah. And then let's go on to djWHEAT. What's your appearance?
13.
Cool. So that's again 2. So roll 2d6.
10.
6 and 4. So something about your speech is distinctive, and something about your limbs are distinctive. So like some of the examples are like short legs, bulging biceps, one arm longer than the other, bow-legged, flabby, big feet, long fingers. You can imagine all sorts of things like graceful limbs, or
all those things.
moves like a dancer, something like that.
That's perfect.
And Maggie, what's your appearance?
My appearance is 9.
9. You have 2 distinctive features, and they're not so good. So roll 2d6.
Right.
4 and 5. Something about your speech is maybe less than pleasant, and something about your facial features is less than pleasant. So some of the examples for facial features are bushy eyebrows, red and weather-beaten skin, a braided beard, a long mustache. Facial blemishes are
That sounds awesome. What the fuck?
How is a long beard not a good thing?
That's a good one. JP, do you know what your appearance is?
I do. I
Okay.
do, Steven.
Lay it on me.
Hold on. I do. It's a 7.
7. Okay, you get 2 as well. Roll 2d6.
Okay. Roll 2d6. 8.
2 and 6. So something about your body is unpleasant. Something about your limbs are unpleasant. Long nails, hairy arms and hands, bow-legged.
Same for your character, too.
Okay.
You could be a hunchback.
Nope.
Is there an area that you put the app?
Yeah, where do you write this
attributes?
down?
Yeah.
And
where do you
distinctive features?
Oh, I see
Yeah.
it. Never mind. I
So
see it.
down
Never
under
mind.
the knight banner at the top left of the front page. At the very bottom is distinctive features.
Oh, okay.
Just record those
And you,
there.
you said body and arms, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Body and limbs, arms or legs.
Body and limbs. Gotcha.
So hang on, let me just go down the line and get your distinctive, your appearances again. Neal, you are 14.
I am 14. I have a deep baritone voice and a magnificent bushy red beard.
Awesome. Wheat.
I'm
13.
13.
Yeah. Maggie, you were 9.
Correct.
JP was 7.
Yep.
Very cool. So let's move on to our skills. I've put in the starting skills in the parentheses. Don't change the parentheses. Instead, when we go through this, put the correct number on the line.
Okay.
And then we'll just always know what the numbers started at. So here, these are you get to go through and adjust your skills. And this reflects sort of your upbringing and background. So think about, what are the things that your knight has been doing as he served as a squire. Let's see, I meant to put this up on Roll20 so you guys could see the rules. Did I actually do it? Combat actions and modifiers? No. I need to grab...
I could probably just show the character sheet. Is that what you're saying? Or
No, there's limitations about how you increase your skills and things.
Page
I know where
30.
I put it. It's on page 30. I put it into a character creation aid sheet, but I didn't actually put it onto Roll20. So let me do that really quick. And crop, save.
Awesome.
Add a new handout, choose a file, and skill choices. It's uploading now.
Okay.
That's in everyone's journal. Save changes, show to players. So
Yep.
that should have popped up for all of you.
I see it.
Sure did.
It is so. We're going to go through the steps 1 through 4 at the bottom, bearing the restrictions at the top in mind. No skill or combat skill may ever be raised above 15 by this process. No stat may ever be raised above your character's standard racial limit, so generally 18. Size may not be increased after age 21. Stop growing. No trait may be raised above 19, no passion may be raised above 20, and no non-knightly skill, which are chirurgery and industry. Chirurgery, actually. They're not on your sheet, but neither of them can be augmented by this process. So choose any one knightly skill. Those are the skills on your sheet that are bold. Choose one that you excel at and make it 15. So make sure that you realize that includes horsemanship and sword. So the full list is horsemanship, sword, awareness, courtesy, first aid, and hunting. One of those gets to be 14 for each of you. So,
You mean 15?
sorry, yes, 15.
Okay.
So, Neal, which one are you choosing?
I'm picking courtesy.
Courtesy.
I am good with the courts and whatnots.
Excellent. JP?
I am choosing sword.
Sword. A strong choice. Maggie?
I'm gonna go with awareness.
Awareness.
That was my first pick, too. I like awareness.
And Wheat, how about you?
Can you give me a better idea about awareness?
Yeah. Let's see.
I didn't realize it was the bold ones. That's actually hard to.
Yes.
I didn't
These are the
notice that at
knightly
first.
skills. Don't worry, you'll get a chance to increase the others later on.
No, yeah. I just.
You should just go with hunting. Be a hunter. Just do it, man.
Skills. Awareness.
Well-
You use this skill when the knight is listening for a sound, trying to spot a hidden pict or discern some other hidden danger, or otherwise draw some sensory information from his surroundings. This skill measures the character's attentiveness to his immediate surroundings using both his 5 physical senses and the mysterious 6th sense.
Okay, so again, kind of reverting to my background, I do think that hunting would be the best one.
Told you.
That was my
What's the-
second closest, was hunting, because of my
What's
background.
a pict?
A pict is basically far from the north. It's
Okay.
a race
Stop.
of men.
Okay.
Yes,
Evil Scotsman. Yeah?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Pretty much. Okay. So now choose any 3 non-combat skills other than first aid, which is already 10, and make it 10.
Okay.
I'll just let
Any-
you choose
any
those on your
3?
own. Any 3.
Lance is already 10, correct?
You cannot choose a combat skill for this. They have to be non-combat.
Oh,
all,
so
all
combat
the others?
weapons
Yes.
is okay. Weapons
Yeah,
is
weapons is a
combat.
combat skills.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to take folklore, orate, and tourney.
Cool. Maggie?
Can you skip me for a second?
djWHEAT, do you know?
Fairy lore.
Nice.
Tourney. And I think I'm going to go with falconry is like the act of being able to send messages, right?
No, falconry is hunting with a bird of prey.
Oh, hunting with a falcon.
Yes.
That's kind of interesting. Okay. I'll go with what's recognize.
Recognizes your ability to recognize the like other knights and banners and standards and stuff.
Ooh. You know what? I'll go with recognize then.
Cool. JP?
Falconry. I saw that one right off the bat when he said. I was like, "Fuck!"
it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Falconry. Gaming is like dice and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, gaming, and stewardship is having.
Stewardship is taking care of your lands and your holdings. Generally, knights have women to do that for them. But it's certainly not detrimental to have it yourself.
What is compose? Is that like writing?
I think compose is composing music.
Is it music?
Let me just confirm here. I'm flipping back through it. Compose, yeah, it grants you the chance to create original music or works for voice or for one or more medieval instruments.
Give me a sec on the last one. Come back to me.
Sure. Maggie, your thoughts?
So are we allowed to pick some of the bold ones as well?
Some of the
Like
what?
if I wanted to pick courtesy?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I'll do courtesy. What is heraldry exactly in this game?
Let's see. What's the big question for me is what's the difference between heraldry and recognize? So heraldry, a knight is known by his coat of arms. When in armor, everyone looks the same except for the coat of arms blazoned on the shield and the banner. Surcoats also carry this identification. Successful use of this skill indicates that your character knows the members of the group or family for that coat of arms, or the several most likely holders of those arms. A critical success indicates that the precise person is recognized as well as the general group.
Oh,
So
see,
that's
like
interesting.
that's like more specific in terms of I actually know these people versus like I just have knowledge of them.
Heraldry is I have knowledge of the coats of arms, and therefore I can recognize families and individuals by their coats of arms. Recognize is actually more specifically being able to remember information about people that you've met, putting names
So
to
they
faces
covered-
and faces to coats of arms. There's a little bit of overlap between these two.
Interesting.
And what is intrigue
I'll stick
and
with it.
orate?
Orate is public speaking. Speaking fluently with poetic grace and charismatic delivery is useful in any situation that requires a character to speak, but especially in public. And intrigue is a skill that allows one to know what's going on at court. Everyone has access to gossip, but hard work and clever conversations help to pry out the real facts.
All right, this will be funny. I'll go with intrigue and orate.
Sounds good.
Steven,
Very
I'm going to
cool.
go with play the flute.
Sounds good.
I'm not actually doing it. That was a terrible joke. Please don't make me do that again. I'm going to go with boating.
Boating. Cool. Okay, so now you can heighten any 4 unique statistics, so you can't do the same one twice. Selected from your attribute scores, your traits, your passions, and your skills. You may increase an attribute score, trait, or passion by 1. You may increase skills by up to 5. And remember, you have your maximums still emitting you.
From attribute scores, traits, passions, and skills.
Yep,
So
basically
everything.
any stat you can increase.
By 1?
Attributes, traits, and passions go up by 1. Skills go up by up to 5.
Where?
Why wouldn't you want to increase them?
I don't think you would not want to. I think you would always want to.
Okay. It's
Okay.
like- so do
Oh,
we
by a
add on
maximum
to
of
what the
15.
current stat is for all of these?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we add 1 to all the passions.
Not all
and
of them.
Skill. Okay.
You choose one
Okay, choose
passion,
one.
trait, or yeah, and then you increase it by either 1 or 5 if it's a stat.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I'm going to do +5 to flirting.
Good,
I'm going
good.
to do +5 to orate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do +5 to sword.
Yep.
And I'm going to do +5 to two-handed axe.
Okay, so that means that you have a two-handed axe of 5.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Nice.
JP?
Go
Or-
ahead, Wheat.
Wheat?
So if I do say Dex, it just goes up by 1.
Yes.
And then if I do sword, that would be
Goes
15.
up by... Yep, exactly.
Okay. And then and what was the other one? Passions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna up my hate, Saxon hate. Does
Mhm.
that go up by 1 or 5?
1.
Oh. I will raise combat then in battle combat to 15.
Cool.
And man, maybe I will rate my. And no, let's see. The only other things are. I'll figure out the last one.
Cool. Maggie, your thoughts?
All right. I may still misunderstand this. So I'm going to go with 1 in loyalty. So I'm up to 16, right?
Loyalty of your lord. Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good. Okay.
I'm going to add 1 to my con.
Yep.
And I can still add 1 of my skills as well. Or 5 to my skills, right?
Yes.
So I also want to grab flirting because I'm
Okay.
a very lustful knight.
True.
And 5 to my lance.
Okay. Sounds good. So you have a lance of 15. Nice. JP?
Does that leave me? Oh, JP.
That's me. For combat battle, what does that entail?
Battle skill. Let's
Is that
see
just
here.
normal combat? Because I would assume siege is siege
No.
warfare.
Battle is... Oh, that's back in the next section.
Is that dueling?
No, battle is like leading armies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Troops.
totally.
So, yeah, this skill has 2 general applications. The first dictates a leader's ability to command his troops in battle. This application is used for both battles and skirmishes. The second applies to tactical decisions when individuals are separated from their larger unit. This use of the battle skill is used only in battles.
Okay. I'm going to take +1 to strength,
Cool?
+5 to battle,
Yeah.
+5 to lance, and +5 to falconry.
Awesome. So you're like total badass with a falcon, right? You've got
I'm a 15, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, I think that's everybody.
I need one more. I had a question. My hunting I took up to 15 because that was the one. Can I still add to that one or not?
No.
Okay.
It's a maximum of 15.
Okay. Then I will just go ahead and raise my strength by 1 as well.
All right. Sounds good. So, now each of you can add 10 more points divided among any number of combat or non-combat skills of your choice. Up to a maximum of 15, of course. So, you have 10 more points to distribute however you wish. I'll just let you go ahead and do that. We're getting close to the end of character creation here, so once we finish off, I'll have you each send me your character sheet because I'm not able to keep up making all of these myself at the same
Steven,
time.
I've been right. I'm going to have to scan it for you.
Yeah, oh no, that's true.
Oh, I already have a problem because I can't save mine. So
Oh my god.
Just screen grab or print screen the page and send that. And then you can put it all into another one later.
So we get 10 more points that we can distribute amongst combat and other skills and weapons.
All of your skills.
All
All
of
of
the
our
skills.
skills.
Yep.
Still maximum of 15 no matter what, right?
Yes.
With siege being a dash, is that nil?
Yes. You cannot increase any skill that starts at 0 with this because siege technically hasn't even really been invented yet. That comes in later.
And
Gotcha.
is first aid not allowed either?
No, first aid is allowed.
Okay.
That's a knightly skill.
I'm putting 5 into an additional 5 into first aid and 5 into dagger.
Awesome.
Per time.
I'm doing 5 into first aid and 5 into horsemanship. But I was wondering, can we use these 5 or these 10 stats to put into our statistics, or only just skills?
Just skills.
Okay.
I'm putting all 10 into two-handed axe.
Awesome.
Nice.
All 10 into swimming.
Okay, that makes sense. Boating and swimming. Good. Okay, so do any of you want to age yourself beyond 21 years old, Neal?
Ooh, I do.
All right,
I want to age myself 5 years.
cool. Go for it.
I
think
would like
you
to be
all-
25.
Cool. That's 4 years for you. Neal, I think you already know how you're going to distribute things. But
Yeah.
Maggie, let me screen grab this and drop it into a handout so you can see the rules for how to advance this.
I just wanted to be 26 because it matches my name, but apparently we get better stuff.
Previous experience. Yes, you do. You get to increase. I think you actually don't increase as much as adventuring would increase. But
Oh,
previous
Okay.
experience.
I'll be like 23
But
then.
still, it lets you start with a stronger character, which, it's beats a sharp stick in the eye. Choose a file.
Most days.
I'll
All
type
players'
this all
journals.
to a
Save
sheet
changes. Show to players. So, each additional year of age provides you with any 2 of the following 3 benefits. You get 1d6 skills to distribute, or 1d6 points to distribute amongst your character's skills. No skill may be raised above 15. You may add 1 point to any trait to a maximum of 19, or passion to a maximum of 20, or you may add 1 point to strength, dex, con, or appearance. No stat can be raised to the value greater than the maximum possible for a character of that culture. So, Neal, you wanted to get 5d6 extra skill points?
Well, I was going to go 2 into dex and 2 into appearance.
Okay.
Then I was going to do 1 into Valorous, to bump that to 16.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was going to do D6 in Lance, D6 in Tourney, D6 in Folklore, D6 in Flirting, and then I was saving my last one to see what needs it at that point.
Cool. Go ahead and roll your 4d6.
Okay, and I will do them in that order: Lance, Tourney, Folklore, Flirting.
Sure.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my god!
Damn, dude.
Oh, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god.
You can't go above 15, but I think that puts a couple of those at 15.
Oh, I could not have asked for a better roll. Well, I mean, I guess I could have, but that's beautiful. Oh, that's just beautiful. So Lance is now maxed at 15. Tourney is up at 12. Folklore is at 15. Overkill on many of these. And Flirting is at 14.
Nice.
Okay. Now the question is, do I want to put another D6 into Tourney or throw 1 more into Appearance, which would give me 17 Appearance? That would be hot
Damn.
stuff.
I just think I hear hot stuff, and then I just see beard and axe, and I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah.
Also, I am 18 size, so I'm like 212 pounds. I'm like huge with a big beard, deep baritone voice, huge axe, but like wildly handsome.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is your size?
18.
I know, 18. What's your dex?
7.
So, did you know, Neal, that when you take damage that's equal to or higher than your dex, you have to test against your dex to see if you're knocked down?
I was unaware of this fact.
Well, that sounds fucking shitty. I need to change my stuff.
So Neal's going to be like the awesomest glass cannon ever. He'll run into combat, like take someone down by cleaving them in 2. Someone will like punch him in the shoulder and he'll fall over.
Hold on, I've got chainmail, which absorbs 10 damage per hit.
Nope. You test against your dex on your pre-armor damage.
Shit. Damn it, I knew I was missing something somewhere. It was too good to be true. All right, I'll give my last number to Dex, which will bump it to 8.
I think that's a wise choice.
That's a very wise choice, I think. Shit. Actually, can I lower my con at all without will that fuck me up?
Did you boost your size one?
No, I
Because
maxed out
it's strength,
size.
dex, con, or app. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Anybody else who wants to like add 1d6 points, feel free to go ahead and just make your rolls. I won't. I don't think we need to go through.
I had a question about like, is there any reason to not advance your age?
Well, so like every character in King Arthur Pendragon will die. And one of the neatest things about King Arthur Pendragon is that you don't just play this character, you play the entire dynasty. So in the longer form campaign, starting with a higher age means you're likely to start aging and dying out more quickly. It also means that, you might be noted for your age, or, if you're 25 when you first get knighted, some people might ask what took you so long. Other than that, not really. Like, if you work for those years and you go on adventures, you will actually end up with more improvements, and you can actually break the caps that are present here. But for now,
that's good to know. That's kind of the answer I wanted. So I'll go ahead and make some adjustments to myself.
I think the plan that I have in mind, since we're only doing this for max 8 sessions, is we're going to play for a couple sessions in like the 490 to 495 era, which will let us get to see some really cool stuff surrounding like the very beginning of the Arthurian legend. We're going to maybe, depending on what you guys are feeling about things, skip through the period of anarchy after King Uther falls and go straight to the Boy King era, so that we'll get to see King Arthur come to throne. And that's going to advance us by 13 years somewhere in the middle there. So
I have a question regarding wounds and con. What is this major wound next to con?
Your constitution represents your major wound. If you take damage after your armor equivalent to your constitution, you've taken what's called a major wound, which is it's generally some kind of very serious injury.
All right. I think I'm going to put that last one stat to Dex. So I have 18 size, 8 Dex, 15 strength, 8 con, 16 appearance.
Cool.
Glass cannon.
All right, so I'm a little confused. If I want to add some stats, let's say I'm going to start at the age 25, how much do I need to roll for my stats?
So let's go year by year. Every year, you choose 2 of those things. So if you want to increase your skills on the first year, you'll roll 1d6, and then you'll choose to either add 1 point to a trait or 1 point to strength, dex, con, or appearance. And then the second year, you'll do the same choice, 2 out of those 3 options.
Okay.
All right, I rolled a 9. What does that mean exactly?
It means you have 9
points.
points to distribute amongst your skills to a maximum of 15.
And as far as the stats for each year, for the actual stats, like if I want to increase my dex, is that included in those 9?
No, because they're 2 different things, right? You're choosing to both increase your stats or your skills by 1d6 and increase stat by 1 point.
Per year.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wait, you didn't have to use... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, go ahead, Neal.
Go finish your thing. That's fine.
So I need to roll another d6 or 2d6 per year, correct?
It's only maximum 1d6 per year. So that 2d6 is 2 years of advancement into your skills. But you also have 2 years of other choices to make.
I did take 2 as well.
Yep.
Up to dex, size and strength, and took my vengeful to 17.
djWHEAT.
Yeah.
You cannot increase your size after age 21.
Oh, thank you.
You've stopped growing, my friend.
What I meant to say is my con
Cool.
went up to 12. And energetic to 14. And then 5 into awareness.
Awesome.
So I should have known this already, but each 1 year you do each bullet point no matter what. So
No.
Oh, so
Each
you choose
one year, you choose 2.
Oh, you choose 2.
Yes.
So if I age 2 years, I could add 4 points to strength, dex, con, and app, right?
No. So each year, you have to choose 2 of those 3 options. So
Oh,
you
2
can't
out of
choose
3.
to do
You
the
can't
same
choose-
one.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
When you add d6, do they all have to be the same attribute, or can you
Nope.
add them? No.
Nope. You gain 1d6 points to distribute amongst your skills.
Okay, cool. That is actually great because I can bump my what was that? Flirting all the way to 50. No,
Oh, yeah,
my
right,
flirting
of
attorney.
course.
And
Because
for
you
the
have
traits, you get 1 point to any trait
Mm-hmm. Or passion.
or passion per year. So I would get, if I'm 4 years older.
So you have to choose that as one of your 2 choices per year. So each year, you have 3 options. You have to choose 2 of them. So I'm assuming since you rolled 2d6 for 2 years running, you chose distribute 1d6 points. Then you could also choose for one of those years to either increase traits or passions or to increase strength, dex, con, or appearance. So you could, for example, add 2 to any trait you want, or add 1 to 2 different traits.
So I can add 4 and 6 now because I rolled a... Okay. I'm just thinking aloud. Don't mind me.
Are we going to send these to you? Is there still more to fill out?
There's still more.
Okay, great.
Not too much more. We're through the big decisions.
Okay.
All right, I'm good to go. Or wait, what is this other one? Add 1 point to any trait, so I leveled up. Okay. 23. We can move on if you guys are waiting for me.
Neal, are you through?
I am done. Yeah.
Okay.
I was considering lowering con retroactively to boost dex, but
Yeah.
not worth it.
djWHEAT,
What's that?
are you through?
Yes.
Okay. How about you, Maggie?
Yeah, I think I'm through.
Okay.
Still a little confused, but
It's a heavier character creation process than
It
either of
definitely
the other
is.
games we've played. Okay, so yeah, we have gone through our previous experience. Other information, glory. At the very bottom of your character sheet, on the second page or at the top. So first of all, take 490 and subtract your current age.
Okay.
So, Neal, what year were you born in?
I am 26.
26, right?
Yeah, so 490 minus 26 is what, 464?
Yep, 464. So you're going to put year born, 464. Year squired is going to be 464 plus 15, or 479. Year knighted will be this year.
Which is 490.
Yes.
Alright.
So in 479, in the year that you became a squire, roll 6d6.
Ooh.
So you gained 19 glory in the year you became a squire. So that's year 479, Neal. So if in your character history you write under year 479, important event, squired, and then under new you put 19, that will automatically add to the glory total on your front sheet, on the front of your sheet.
Sweet.
So there you go. So djWHEAT, let's do the same thing. How old are you?
23.
So that's 490 minus 23.
467.
Yep, 467.
Squired 482.
Yep. And roll 66. 23. So you get 23 glory in the year you're squired. Maggie?
And where do I put that?
Top
Sorry,
right of the
so-
first page.
first
I
page,
No,
top right.
it's actually on the second page.
Where it says
Oh,
character
the
history?
JP.
Annual rewards.
Character history. Under the year, put the year you were squired in. So that's 482 for you.
Gotcha.
And then important event, say squired, and then the total amount of glory you earned goes under the new column. That will automatically accumulate into your glory on the front page, so that every year as you record the cool stuff you've done,
Gotcha.
your glory total will just automatically update.
Where are you seeing new?
It's on the second page.
Yeah.
On the very top right, there says glory, and then
Ah.
immediately down beneath it, there's the new column and the total column.
Gotcha.
So the new column is for new glory you gained this year. The total column is for you to like tabulate the total glory you have so far.
Sweet.
You don't actually need to do that.
So my year was 465. I was squired in 480, and I was knighted in 490. And here's
Awesome.
my roll. It is 17.
Cool. And JP, how old are you?
I am 23.
So you were born at 467 as well.
Yep.
Squired in 472 for how much glory?
482.
Yeah, 482, sorry. Squired at 4 years old, 5. Yeah. Roll your 66.
Oh, I didn't show this on the other time. 20.
20. Cool. So that's that. On the next line down, each of you put the next year, and under new, put 150.
Okay.
And think about what was the event that let you gain that 150 glory. Actually, no, this glory came from your father.
So what is the important event?
Just write father's glory for record keeping.
Okay.
So then, for example, Neal ends up with 169 glory, I think. Cool. So coat of arms is something you guys can think about on your own. Joust score is just a score to keep track of how many wins and how many losses you have in jousts. It doesn't even mean anything. It's just fun to track it. You have
Okay.
you have 4 horses. Your first horse is your best war horse. It's a charger, deals 66 damage, it moves 8, it has armor 5, 46 hit points, size 34, constitution 12, dexterity 17. You can name it however you'd like. You have 3 other horses, 2 Rounceys with a move of 6, and those are like light traveling horses, and a Sumpter, which is like a pack horse for carrying equipment and provisions. One of your Rounceys is for yourself. One of your Rounceys is generally for your squire.
Okay.
After being knighted, you will be assigned a squire. You also carry the following equipment. So down on the lower left of the second sheet, write down that you have chainmail and a shield. Or actually, this stuff is split into a couple of different places. On the first sheet, in the right-hand column, underneath your current hit point, there's arms and armor. Right in the second line, chainmail, parentheses, minus 10 dex. And then a shield in parentheses 6.
Wait, question. This will probably come up later in the game. If we have less than 10 decks, do we start with negative decks? Or do we start with 0 decks? Like,
I'll have to look that up, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. This minus 10 dex does not actually reduce your dexterity. It reduces your dexterity for the purpose of some tests.
Gotcha.
So, like, swimming is reduced by your armor.
Right.
Things
okay.
like that.
Understood.
Yeah, so chainmail, minus 10 dex, and shield 6. So your armor type gives you 10 points of armor from your chainmail. And if you have a partial success, which I'll explain in a little bit, then when you're fighting with your shield, you gain 6 additional armor. As a result of your partial success, you're able to block some of the incoming damage.
With this falconry, do I get to name my falcon, or is that even written down, or is that just all superfluous?
It's not written down, but you absolutely get to. I encourage you to. So you also have 2 spears, a sword, and a dagger. You can write that down on the equipment section on the second page in the lower left. You have clothing worth 1 Libra value, and that's fine clothing. You have, I've currently put these, your personal gear is on horse number 1, your travel gear is on horse number 2, and your war gear is on horse number 3. And those are like just some collections of various pieces of gear that are valuable to have around. So like cooking implements, a bed and a bedroll, or not a bed, but a tent and a bedroll. Those sorts of things. Horse care equipment, that sort of stuff.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Neal, would you roll 1d20?
14.
You have an heirloom. Roll 1d6.
Ooh. 3.
You have a German cloak, a valuable German cloak worth £1.
I put that under
One
equipment.
libra. Yeah. And djWHEAT, roll 1d20.
All right.
I'm gonna get stuck with some fucking like plates and pots or some shit.
Just dirty mags, JP. That's all you get.
4.
4. You get £1. So under your equipment, oh, it's not under your equipment. Yes, it is. Where it says Libra, add 1. You have 1 Libra. And that's actually quite a lot of money. Like, I think it's at least a month worth of like living decently, if not a couple of months of living decently. I'll have to look that up in the break.
Cool.
djWHEAT, not djWHEAT, JP. Roll
D20.
1d20. Let's see if you get
Give me those
the
pots and
crappy
pans.
stick of crap.
Ooh.
Haha, you have another horse. You have an extra rouncy.
Okay.
So write that down
Bastard.
as your
Where'd you
5th horse.
go?
And Maggie, roll 1d20. 10. You have an heirloom. Oh, cool. You have a blessed lance worth 25 denarii. And it gives you a +1 modifier to your lance skill when you're using it until it breaks.
Damn, nice.
So Maggie and Neal, be thinking about like how you got these heirlooms.
Okay. How do I go about getting myself a 2-handed axe?
We'll have to buy one.
Okay. It's kind of important to my character to have one.
Yes, I can see how that might be. Let's see. We've established your birth date, your squired date, your knighted date is going to be this year. You haven't died yet. You haven't been titled or landed. You have not become a member of the Round Table, and you haven't died. You haven't married yet. You have no will yet. Actually, where it says will at the very bottom of page number 2, just write family, unless you specifically have someone in your family in mind that you want to will all of your belongings to on your death. You haven't birthed any children yet, though you are likely to. You each have a family characteristic, so each of you roll 1d20 again.
Each of us?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Shaggy. Woo!
Damn,
Tell me that's not a
Shaggy.
bad thing. Tell me
Agree.
that's not a bad thing.
It is a bad thing.
No, that's not what I want to hear.
Crushed it.
It's not a bad thing. Okay, so Maggie, you are a natural speaker. You gain +10 to your orate skill. This bonus,
Dude, that's what I wanted. I wanted
this
that.
bonus can violate the rules previously established for limitations. Thus, it might raise a skill above 15 or perhaps even above 20. Neal, you are good with horses. You get +5 horsemanship.
It's worthless.
Lord Wyman, djWHEAT.
Yes.
You have an excellent voice. You get +10 singing.
Oh yeah.
Man.
How appropriate.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll hear some wheat songs throughout this episode. Or this
And
season.
JP, you have a love for arms.
Perfect.
You get +10 heraldry.
What? I guess. All right. So it's +10, not 10, right? So it's 13. Because I've.
Correct.
Okay.
It is +10. Yeah. So under your holdings, just go ahead and write in your current home. That will be your holding as soon as you are knighted.
Okay.
Equipment at home. Currently nothing. Let's do army later because it won't be important for this session. Annual glory rewards we'll do later. History.
That's us.
You're using the history area to record important events that happen in your character's life. So if any of you know of like important background events that happen to your character, you can go ahead and drop those in the history area. And we will introduce our knights once we come back from a break.
Awesome stuff.
So that's the end of Pendragon character creation. We'll come back
much
and we'll
more
start.
involved than I think anything that's been done on
Way
R&D thus
more.
far.
Yes.
Probably
very
even
much
more
so.
involved than anything I've done in D&D. I would think.
Mhm.
D&D takes like 10
Definitely.
minutes to spin up a character. This took some time, for sure. So
Now you can see why I didn't want to make 2 characters, as the system advises. It gets quicker once you're used to it. I actually knocked
Sure.
out a couple in half an hour, but I had to go through 2 or 3 that took me an hour first.
cool.
I think after going through it once, making another character wouldn't be too bad for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
How much do we start with? Any money? And how do I buy my axe?
Yes, I'll look
Do
that
you-
up in the break,
Cool.
and we will figure it out.
Yep.
If you don't have money or whatever, then we'll just get you an axe somehow.
Yes. Need an axe. Really need an axe.
All right, guys, we'll take a quick 3-minute break here in the first of the show. I think we're going to go for 2.5 more hours, I think. I don't know.
Think
My
so.
math is bad. So we'll definitely be back after this quick break. Hopefully you guys will see us there. I got to get out of here. I can't talk today. Bye-bye.